Another interesting story is that of Mike McKay. Mike McKay had studied in his early young life and planned to be a Catholic priest. But he got a little bit disillusioned about it. During the war, he was in the military and fought in some of the battles out in the South Pacific. He don't talk about it much. He don't like to talk about it much. He used one of those flame throwers quite a bit. About the only way they could get those Japanese out of some of their caves and fortifications which they had prepared on those islands in the South Pacific would just burn them out with flame throwers. And Mike said he never did get over seeing these people as that flame would hit them, just totally charred, almost in an instant. They were burned, sometimes down to the bones, and he didn't like to talk about it and didn't like to think about it. After the war, he was mustered out of the military. He came to Alaska up in Nome. For a while, he was one of the peace officers up there. Then he came down to Anchorage. Anchorage, at that time, wasn't very big. Mike said he was passing by our church, and he heard the music, and he liked it. And Mike was a musician. He played the trombone, and he could sing. He said that music sounded so good to him that he came in. He came back 2 or 3 times, and then came one day and gave himself to Jesus Christ, trusting him as his Savior. I baptized Mike. Sometime later, Mike surrendered to preach, says, I want to preach. And Mike began to preach. We sent him around to some of our missions. He married a girl in our church. And then our native mission down on East 3rd Avenue, the man who was in there named Miller, he was in the military and he was transferred out. And we sent Mike over there, and after a time the Home Mission Board began to pay him a salary. For many years, Mike pastored the native mission here in Anchorage. And then he and his wife went away to school. They went down and got a degree from the Wayland Baptist University out in Plainview, Texas. And he went with the Home Mission Board to an Indian reservation down in New Mexico, I believe it was, and was down there for a good long while as a missionary to the Indians. Then Mike came back to Alaska, and he's been here in Alaska. He's semi-retired, and he preaches. He serves as supply preacher presently. He is the associate interim pastor at the First Baptist Church and preaches down there quite a bit because the interim pastor is our director of missions here. Mike and Virginia come over and visit us every 2 or 3 weeks. We sit down, talk, and have a good time. Mike has been a great servant of God. He did a better work among our natives, the Eskimos and Indians, than anybody we've ever had here. He had a greater influence over them. And he started a school down there, Bible school down there for them, and trained them with some good teachers. Some of our preachers around here and other people who were qualified, taught music and Bible and history, English composition and things like that to our natives. And that was a good thing. And Mike has done a wonderful work for the Lord. Well, at one time he went down to Palmer rented the Seventh-day Adventist building down there, preached. That's how the First Baptist Church in Palmer got started. So it's been useful to the Lord in many capacities down through the years. It was a real blessing.